Is kissing a sin? Wait, before you answer, they used to say that if you kiss, some people will say kissing is not a sin, no. But when you are kissing, what will your hand be doing? Will it be touching? Will it be,
And that's to say kissing.
And when you touch and touch and touch, now lead to something else. Does that answer? Girl, they deem me for body like
what
that.
Can lead to
is kissing a sin? Let's know.
Hugging is not a sin. But it's not like because hugging is not a sin, you go and hug everybody. And not say that one.
On the kind of hug.
Okay, there are kinds of
Yeah,
hug.
there are types of
So
hug.
one brother say get away you hug. When everything they touch you get.
Sexual purity or virginity is not just for women.
Exactly.
Yes. As much as a woman should keep purity,
A man is also supposed to keep
a man
himself.
is meant to keep himself as well.
The way they say
Alright.
that girl is just a waka waka, and so men too.
They waka. Yes. Hello everyone, welcome to the Life Podcast, your safe space. All right, so today we'll be treating a very important topic and an interesting one. This one, something where we say it used to make people run into their shells. Yeah,
Actually,
it used to make them, they want to shy away from that talk. All right, so we are going to be treating it today. But first of all, I have my co-host with me, Sam and fine Ruth Oloche.
beauty queen.
And my name is Mercy Jumbo. And today we'll be talking about matters arising around sexual purity. Yes, all those things that we used to think shouldn't be and the one that we think should be around sexual purity.
We're gonna talk
So we'll be
about
talking
it.
about it today.
We address
And,
it and shake the table.
Those things you think, the things you think about sexual purity and your thoughts, please just drop them on the comment section. And before we start, just pause and go and subscribe. I beg, go subscribe. All right? So let's...
I have a question.
We've not even
I have a
started.
question. I have a question.
Okay.
This thing, I've not really seen someone who addressed this question the way I want it yet. And someone who addressed the question from scriptures. Because that's, standard. But then my question is kissing a sin? Wait, before
Why
you
you go
answer,
start with
before you
that?
answer, they used to say that if you kiss, some people will say kissing is not a sin, no. But when you are kissing, what will your hand be doing? Will it be touching? Will it be,
And that's to say kissing.
And when you touch and touch and touch, now lead to something else. Does that answer? Girl, they deem me for body like
What
that.
can lead to
Is
sin?
kissing a sin? Let's know. Yes or no. Why is it a sin and why is it not a sin?
So they join hands together.
They try to
And I
attach
talk.
it. Okay.
Now you run for the question.
Okay. I will refer to somebody.
Okay.
All right, because and I think that's the only answer that settles with me. A pastor, Pastor K, was talking about kissing.
Who is
If
Pastor K?
Pastor Kingsley is a pastor.
Kingsley.
Kingsley Okonkwo.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
talks about
David
relationship. Yes, I don't know the church he pastors. All right, he spoke about is kissing a sin, and he said something that intercourse is not just the sex.
Mm-hmm.
Intercourse starts with the talking,
Mm-hmm.
the kissing,
Exactly.
the romance.
So having a sex chat is
Yes.
actually a sin as well.
Yeah.
It's intercourse. So it's not just, there are some people that will do every other thing apart from sex and they've not had sex.
Actually,
Right? So intercourse is not just the sex itself. It is everything before the sex. So kissing as well is intercourse. Right? I really like that answer. Because if you tell people that kissing is not a sin,
can
it's
kiss
what
before
so happen.
marriage,
We'll
you
tie
can-
our hand, we'll take our hand back like this and do the kissing.
Hello.
Yes, that they always have solution.
Does that mean
But-
hugging is a sin? That hug, eh?
Stop
That hug that you give to that brother. I don't say ass out. I don't know. No, I
It's
don't know.
hugging a
No.
sin. Wow.
Something like that.
Just our
No.
idea. We listen, we don't
They
judge.
say-
We listen, we don't judge.
But I guess what kind of hug we go hug, sha. You know that kind of hug that Jesus said that having those thoughts in your mind already, not looking at a woman lustfully, looking. It's not just about the look. Waiting they go through your mind. There's some people that even if you're not even half dressed naked, once they see you,
They'll
they already
still
see,
have thought.
they're already having imagination of your nakedness. So that
So
alone
the
can be
motive as well
exactly.
matters. All right, to me, hugging is not a sin. But it's not like because hugging is not a sin, you go and hug everybody.
Mhm.
And not say that
Depending
one.
on the kind of hug.
Okay, there are kinds of
Yeah, there
hug.
are types of hug.
So one brother say you get one way you go hug. When everything they touch you get say everything
that
don't
one
touch you,
was
don't begin
fast
talk.
All right, in that aspect,
Hey,
all right, hugging
Jesus,
to me is
oh.
not a sin. And the motive as well behind the hug can be wrong. But to
Mhm.
me, I see hugging, I like hug. Oh. So we listen, we don't judge. Because it's a way to it's comforting to me. Maybe when
Okay.
I'm stressed.
Actually,
When I'm stressed, I just want somebody to hug me. And it's not somebody random person. Most of the time it's someone you trust. You just have
exactly.
that hug. Sometimes it's even a side hug. Just hold the person there and
Yeah.
calm down.
I think I
And
read.
it mustn't be opposite sex.
I think I read something
Mm,
about.
true.
I read this a research about psychology that actually said that when you receive a hug from a loved one, when you are in distress
Things,
or
yeah.
there's how it just relieves your
It
tension
does,
and
oh,
it just
it
helps.
does, sincerely. That's why sometimes people go through something and the first thing you do is just give them a hug.
It's
Yes,
very
it helps.
necessary.
Hug is not a sin, it's the intent in man's heart.
Yeah,
Actually.
true.
All right, so one thing about sexual purity I want to talk about,
Gang.
or I want people to know.
It's even that song they play for all those Nigerian movie. That song, get one song like that. Oh, one
Eh,
Igbo
for your
song.
mind. All right.
Oh,
One of the
Jesus.
things, the misconceptions about sexual purity is that people think virginity is only meant for women.
Mhm.
So when they talk about virginity,
All
Ah,
eyes
true,
on
that
women.
thing.
woman, now woman supposed to be virgin. If you talk about even in Nigeria, movies have even made us when they shout bring sacrifice virgins now woman. So when they talk about virginity, it's just
All
shifts
attention.
to the woman.
Mm.
All right, now sexual purity or virginity is not just for women.
Exactly.
Yes, as much as a woman should keep purity,
A man is also
yes,
supposed to
a
keep
man
himself.
is meant to keep himself as well.
The way that they say
All right,
that girl she does the waka waka, and so men
men
too.
too, they
They
waka.
waka.
Yes,
There's this scripture, 1 Corinthians 6 verse 18. It says, "Flee from sexual immorality." It says, "All of that sin is a person. All of that sins a person commits are outside the body." He said, "But whoever sins
Sins.
sexually sins against their
his
own body."
body.
There's no
Yeah.
any woman will sin. It's not.
For her
There was
body.
no gender attached to this.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So it's for everybody. As much as a lady is trying to practice sexual purity,
Uh-huh.
a
Guy.
man is also meant to practice sexual
Sexual purity.
purity. So that idea about woman virginity, woman sexual purity, it's not like that.
More
And
that thing. There's how the way they will say I use that guy. Those guys will be like I don't use that one. I don't.
yeah, ma.
Baba, you are being used.
You
I think
too.
I heard Pastor E. Adeboye said one of the things that helped him overcome sexual immorality was that he used to think about. This was those times when I usually attend redemption camp meeting. He said that he had a thought that if a woman can get him on the bed, it means the woman has been able to successfully get him to the floor.
Wow.
He said whether the woman is on top of him or he's on top of the woman, as long as they are lying down
Yes.
flat, that the woman has successfully conquered him. So that thing helped him. That the only person who should conquer him is his wife.
Yeah.
So the wife can conquer him, but any other person who does that has overcome him.
Alright.
And so that mindset helped him stay away from,
Sexual.
and it's very important.
Yeah.
As a guy, Baba, if you begin distribute, you are giving yourself out
Yes.
too.
And
So it's not,
just about the physical.
yeah,
music.
it's more,
It's spiritual as well. So if
you
you
sin
are
against God and your own body.
your own body and
It's
there's,
very important.
spirit transmission, all of those things. So you might think you are using a lady, you don't know, say it's the lady
It's
now
the
that
same
is
thing, it's
using
vice
you.
versa.
All right. So as much as we are trying to keep sexual purity as a woman, you also as a man should keep sexual purity. Next one.
Purity is lost forever. You know that thing that they will like, I don't do this thing now.
Once you
When-
fall, you are forever
exactly.
impure.
You say, I've had sex. What is this sex that I've not done before? Because you've had sex the first time, it means that you should always be.
Yes.
Or maybe when you find yourself in a tempting situation, you just feel like, I've done
You
it
don't
before.
have
Let me
Done
just.
it
now.
before, yeah.
It's not true. The thing
That's
is,
the wrong idea.
yeah, if you've done it, doesn't mean that you are thrown away. The thing is, the Bible has already made it clear, right, that our righteousness is as filthy rag before God. So imagine that the purest of every human being on earth, Jesus. So this is the Bible that is saying that your righteousness is as a filthy rag, like it's just a trash. So it means that sexual purity is a journey.
Yeah.
It means that is a process. And so if you fall today, if it's a mistake, it happened by mistake. Because I know of people who lost this thing through rape, situation of rape, including guys. And then, struggles, they just thought, I've done it before, they just left their way into it. But that's
Now,
not true.
Even if it's not a mistake, right? There
Yeah.
are people that still fall into sexual intercourse, and then
Say, I want
they
this.
just feel, oh, since I've done it.
You just,
And
You can't go
I
back
often
again.
you just
see
keep going.
chats, or would I say comments on Facebook, that makes people feel you are no longer a virgin, and you're talking about keeping sexual purity or avoiding premarital sex. They feel like if you are not a virgin, even social media people right now, if you are not a virgin, there is no need to be to abstain from sexual immorality. You are into it, and that's wrong. You can make a mistake, or you can do something, and now you have come into the light.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you
Sure.
have come into the light, and you know that this thing is wrong. I once asked a spiritual mentor, is it possible to still have a good marriage even though you had premarital sex?
I've seen
She said
prostitutes
yes.
having a good marriage.
And
I've seen
I've
prostitutes
seen
having good marriage.
good
Like, no
marriages,
doubt.
yeah.
I've seen them.
and she was like, yes, if that's your past.
There's how life folk, having a good marriage doesn't have anything to do with you having good characters or you having, I can't say, but this one a good girl, oh. Because say you be good girl, no me say
That's
things go.
life, that's life.
You see someone who is
Very
as
true.
careless, as in
Yes.
careless in every sense of the word, but then
And
still
they'll
having
they'll have the best
Ah,
husband or the best
more
wives.
like
Yeah. So
another thing again. She talked about Mercy talked about how that Pastor K said that sexual intercourse doesn't necessarily mean sex alone. Now the thing is, sexual purity also doesn't mean abstinence from sex
Sex.
alone.
yeah.
So it can
What
also
you
mean
consume.
exactly
Yeah.
thinking or having those thoughts
It
and
starts from
dwelling
the
in
heart.
that place alone self is you not being sexually
That's
pure.
true. Yeah, that's
Because sex actually starts from the thought. So the fact that you're thinking about it means
You
that when the
can't say
temptation
you are
comes,
sexually pure and then you are watching some kind of
exactly, they kiss for fame, or they don't read that part, they don't pull bra, they pull shirt, bah, because they watch her. It's the truth now. You not be watching.
Maybe when you're
I'm a man of God.
there, your sister, you're not like go inside.
You want
Consecration, sexual purity is
Yes,
a journey
yes,
of consecration and all of those things.
It's a journey. All right. And then one other thing. Sexual purity or virginity does not equate good character.
Mm-hmm.
Because you think you're a virgin, that is all. Like it's everything.
Say,
Some
I was
ladies
not
have
married to
that.
me. I said,
Yes.
yeah. Oh,
Everybody just have the idea. You just have the idea because you are clean. You are going to your husband's house clean, or you are marrying your wife clean. You have given her or him everything. You don't need to build character. That is wrong. That is why you see some people will say we should go and learn from Delilah, right? There are things that should keep apart from marriage, relationship with people.
Sure,
Your
sure.
virginity is for you. Oh. You are doing it because it's the right thing to do. It's what is right before God. It's not for someone to award you best keeper of self.
Seriously. And there's another thing again, but there's just I used to be is he a victim now? I used to be one of those kind of persons that judge people. The fact that you are able to keep yourself to a particular stage or you've not done certain things doesn't mean that people have done it. You're holier or you're better or you're a better version of human than them.
Yeah.
those times among my colleagues, now only me never try setting because I hated relationship in my life. Like I just didn't like that thing because the pressure, the way I dey see heartbreak,
Na
it was
phobia.
scary to me. So I did not even want to do relationship. So for some of them, they don't do you get. And so because I haven't done it, there's how I used to feel special. But don't play with God. Don't play with God. The truth is
Yeah.
the fact that you haven't done certain things, or the fact that you are in the light, or you have certain information. It happens to many areas, but maybe you do certain things. I'm trying to find scenarios, but my head knows they catch up now. But then the fact that you've not kissed someone before, or you've not had sex with someone before, it doesn't make you a better person
Yes.
than the other person.
It doesn't
Because
make you
the same
better.
God that causes the rain to fall on both the evil and the good, both witches and wizards. So it's the same God. He won't say rain will not fall for this person's
And
farmland
that's not the
because
only
not sexually pure.
ticket to heaven.
Exactly.
That's not the only ticket
Simple.
to heaven. So let's not be deceived
Actually.
and not build good character as much as having virginity or having sexual purity is very much important. We shouldn't avoid virtue, value as well. We shouldn't avoid value. Some people don't have value again. Nothing they don't have anything. The only thing they have.
Speaker, we're nothing they get. They just dey.
Just,
Oh, so
okay,
what can
take
you
for
bring
example,
to the table?
You are just protecting the sexual purity and you're not even investing in yourself. You're not learning anything. You don't know how to keep the
Yes.
house in order. You don't know how to cook. You don't know how
Omo.
to. You're not neat, and you're
All
keeping
the
the
prostitutes will
sexual
marry and
purity.
you still remain single.
So
All
And
the people you call bad will have good
another
relationship.
thing, do you know that sexual purity is not just for singles?
yeah, true.
Explain. This
Very
one
true.
is very
Because you are married doesn't mean that you have to watch porn.
Oh yes.
Because you are married,
Doesn't mean you have to masturbate.
you know mean say you say no get sexual purity journey to do. Because say I
Yes.
don't marry now. Then they're kissing in movies and you're watching. Maybe your husband is not even there safe. It's temptation. You're bringing yourself into.
Yeah.
Omo,
Start
this
having pictures in your mind.
Or you look at all the
Like-
girls that are half naked.
you can't say sexual purity is just for marriage.
Yes,
As in
so
after marriage,
Sexual purity.
I now
is
need to
not-
do. You go to disregard the
Now
importance
lose
of sexual
guard.
purity.
Yes.
Omo, stay on your guard, though. Me no lose guard.
And
You
if
get-
you are not, adding to what you said, if you don't keep the sexual purity in marriage, that's where infidelity
Comes in exactly.
and then you start wondering
Yeah.
where is all this coming from, not knowing it's because you're not being
Yes.
sexually pure. You get so
And this thing starts from the heart.
And
very true.
one other thing I think that isn't really common in our today world, though sex now is just something that people just take as one
Yes,
random thing.
normal.
Yeah. But then sexual purity is not a religious based thing. You're right. People have value system.
Yeah.
You see people who do not even care about religion, that do not do certain things. Not
Yes.
because
moral.
they think God said they should not do it. They just have value system and think that
It's moral.
for their value, they can't do this. Just like how you keep integrity as a value, honesty as a value. Sexual purity can be a value for somebody who is not faith-based or religious-based
Yeah.
person. It could be.
And the world they've painted this sexual purity thing as outdated.
Exactly, old school.
Yes, old
Yeah,
school.
you
It's
know.
not old school.
If you know Sabi Dwan, you know what?
It's not old. If only you can understand, know what you're protecting yourself from by being sexually pure,
Yeah.
you won't even want to be sexually unpure.
Sexual purity is
No,
not
it-
outdated.
It's
Honestly, it's
not
not.
outdated.
Not
Don't let
outdated.
That's a
anybody
common
tell you.
misconception.
Seriously,
It's not
It's not outdated because you're being sexually pure doesn't mean you're old school. You're not.
And some people just want to drag you into their life, their way
Yes.
of
Exactly.
life.
Some of them they admire you one kind, and say you
admire-
never do that thing
Yes,
before.
because they
To be
can't
honest,
be
They
sexually
admire
pure,
you, yes.
and they just want to come. Let's go all along
Yes,
together.
they want to drag that person
And
into it.
let's say one thing again. This one. Sexual purity doesn't mean that you won't have sexual desires.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know me, no.
Yes.
It
The
doesn't mean-
urges is going to come.
Definitely.
Chale,
Yes. So
chale.
sexual
No,
purity
go.
doesn't
No
mean you don't have.
deceive
So
yourself.
what you do with your sexual desires is what is important.
Actually,
Yes, so
because
as humans having blood in your vein,
exactly,
you must be
Mm.
we are
attracted to
humans.
someone. You must at a point
Mhm.
start having sexual desires
Eh?
and urges. And
Now,
if you don't even
the
have
more you
this,
even try
like,
to even keep your sanity, that sexual purity thing, the
Yes.
more the urges.
the urges
The
come.
thought of can I just do this thing now? You know that can't see. I just do this rest. Like what is this
So,
thing I cannot do?
Do not
Shouldn't be
feel.
this person they do waiting do
die.
him die. You know that kind of thing.
No. So do not feel
The fact that you have the desires, then you are bad,
you are
Yes.
or you
wrong.
beat yourself up,
Yes.
and all of those things.
So, sometimes you can, if you see that it's something that is becoming uncontrollable, I think you can talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Because sometimes keeping those things to yourself, keeping them, and you don't have, especially for some persons that have had sex before.
Yeah.
I think that people like that, I believe that it is much more difficult for them. So at a point when they start having this
Or
push,
Mm.
push, I think I don't believe in keeping. If you keep some things to yourself too much, sometimes it doesn't help. I call it accountability, Sha.
Mm.
Yes, so you can talk to someone you trust, someone that is matured, that can actually help you. And sometimes something you take out, you let out. It can just be the solution.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So
Actually.
you let it out.
You know, when you harbor things, it has
Yes.
this tendency of growing.
Growing negatively.
Yes.
And you see this sexual purity thing, right? It is not a thing of talk. It's a thing of action. You know, setting boundaries, making sure that you're not found in places that you're not supposed to be. Those things are very important to put them in check.
Yes.
If you know that you can't sit down with a woman alone in the room,
Run. Even
there's no need
Joseph.
to even try it.
The
No,
problem-
So what did
don't,
Joseph do?
don't try yourself.
Problem is
Oh.
that
Flee.
sometimes we trust ourselves too much.
Exactly.
Yeah, we
And that's
trust
the thing.
ourselves too much, and the Bible said, "Let us take heed, lest we fall. He that thinketh he stand.
I think take it.
Take heed, lest you fall." No man is entirely strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right?
Mhm.
That's why there are some people. There are persons I know that say they don't hug. I don't judge them.
Exactly. Because you don't know.
I don't judge
Yeah.
them.
Now I
Don't
did
know.
before
Yes,
that.
you don't know how they are. You don't know what they are trying to. So you can't come carry your own and come and be disturbing them.
Another
You don't
person.
hug. He doesn't hug.
And,
She
and,
doesn't
and
hug.
the way it is for one person is different from the other
Yes.
person. Your sexual purity journey is not the
It
same.
differs.
It's-
Yes. So
Even for equal genders, or
yes, it differs.
I can be a guy and my sexual purity journey is different from another guy.
Yeah, true.
But all guys almost have the way
Same.
sexual purity is for
Yes.
them. Like every guy is moved by sight,
Sight.
and
Yes.
ladies are moved by their
Words,
ear. You know.
what they hear.
So I might be a guy and I'm moved by sight, but there are levels to it.
Mm.
There are some guys that they can't handle seeing certain things. They do them one kind.
So
But some guys
not
that even if
wrong.
you're naked,
Eh,
they will not be
it's
moved.
not wrong for you to
Mhm.
run away. Running away doesn't
But that
mean you are
flee,
weak.
that's the
In
only
fact,
thing
it
the
means you are
scripture say.
strong.
Flee.
You know, say run, no.
Flee.
Flee.
The Bible not say run.
You carry your
You know what I'm
slippers and run.
The-
Alright? It
That's the
doesn't
only
give-
thing. It did not say
Yes.
run or
So-
kabash or pray.
You are not too strong. And Joseph, if Joseph in the Bible had held Potiphar's wife and be begging her, stop
No,
now.
Aye,
Her Royal Majesty, stop now.
please don't do this,
Don't
man.
do this.
Man, why can't I be doing this, with my boss wife? No, I can't see that for there saying,
So-
just try it.
The best thing to
I'm
do
not
so
a
that
small boy.
you will not hear those things. And you will not see what you will now see, and you can't. Most of the time, the reason why we fall into things like this, or why some people fall into things, is because they are trying to, instead of them to flee, at that point, they think they can handle
They
it.
can
Mhm.
handle it, and then
So
just
they
They
get
don't
to
come
that
there.
Yes.
point
About that.
you cannot handle it, and you just go like that. All right. So before you get to that point, just run. Let them
truth
laugh
is-
at you.
or
Run.
run.
The truth is, as long as you are human, nobody is bigger
This
than
flesh,
sexual purity.
this
Yes.
flesh.
Sexual purity journey is something you always
You
do
can't
till
end it.
you reach heaven.
Yes.
Even the most immortal man on earth can still run, he can still fall for
Yeah.
sexual immorality and all of those things.
Yes.
So the journey doesn't end in a day or that kind of thing.
Wow.
And another thing is, I think one misconception people have a lot in our generation is that they think that sexual purity guarantees good marriage. My brother.
That one.
And it doesn't. It in no way at all. In short,
Oh, virginity guarantees good
Marriage.
sexual
it doesn't.
purity, virginity.
It doesn't.
It does
Literally,
not
it doesn't.
guarantee good
Marriage,
There's a lot to it.
actually.
There's a lot to it. If you
In
listen
short,
to
I've even seen cases of people having issues because their spouse could not satisfy them sexually. And again, those misconceptions that they think that men of God don't like that thing. My brother, I'm a man
How
of
many
God.
man of
I
God-
love
how
it.
many men of God
But
have you
I'm not
seen that
married
their wife
yet.
is
That
not
be the
fine?
problem. I'll go marry. So.
like
We keep quiet.
no, see, let us not be deceived. There's one. I saw a comment on somebody's a renowned woman of God and her husband, and they had a baby, and the lady was like, so you people too used to have sexual intercourse like we. I was like, what kind of nonsense? What kind of
Yeah, I like good food though. I can't talk too much.
Calm down. What happened?
I like
I don't
good
used to hear
food
this
though.
kind of thing. I used to hear this kind of thing. So
sorry. I like good food. If you
So,
chop food and eat food,
it's
you
not
get.
wrong
You
for
understand what
you
I'm saying?
to want to have
Satisfaction.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's
God
not
made
wrong.
those things.
but there is a right time. for
Surely.
it. There's a right time for it. And there is this idea that people have, although I'm not married, right? I'm not married yet, but they feel like, okay, let me throw it as a question. Is there any form of sin in how a partner would want to satisfy the other partner?
That's another thing. I heard
Because
someone
some people
saying
will not
that
say it's this particular thing is a sin.
more as long as you are married, right? I heard someone saying this and I can't really get back to it because I also had this question. The truth is, especially for some women, there are particular way that you have to do certain things for them. There are some people that it is, if you are giving them gifts, yeah, they give them that gift. You know, just can't
It's
give them
not
gift.
just about the gift.
Exactly. And the same thing to sex too. Like if your wife says this is how she wants it, Baba, do amo.
For
Because that's
peace
the only way.
sake.
Exactly. And I think I heard Pastor Debo said, if you see your wife giving you one kind of sign and you know that that sign is sinner, does he give you that sign? The only way to do it is do it.
Yeah.
For peace to reign, especially in your marriage and all of those things.
All right. So take-
And sexual purity, this is something that is going to break a lot. But then sexual purity does not guarantee a good relationship with God.
Yes.
Think
Why
about
that
it.
silence?
Wise.
Silence.
Honestly,
True.
sexual purity does not really.
It
A
doesn't.
journey with God is
It
a lot.
doesn't.
Although it's one of the consecration that you have to keep as
Yeah.
you know,
But it doesn't.
because you're not just sinning against God. Your body is a temple of God. Quite all right, right? But for sexual purity, it's not the only thing that makes sure that you have a good relationship with God.
Relationship with God.
Let's
Some
imagine
people
David
that
now.
are sexually pure and
They-
they wicked. They wicked, eh?
Sincerely speaking, and God no even know them.
Like,
Sincerely, so having a sexual purity stuff doesn't mean that you are going to enjoy a very serious relationship with God. Though,
yes.
honestly,
So there is more to it.
actually,
There's more to it. There's more to keeping your relationship with God.
yeah. These are just the misconceptions that we can share. If you have more, please.
And
The comment section
there's
is available
also,
for you.
know, there are some people that think sexual purity guarantees a particular kind of reward from God because you're sexually pure.
Or from the husband
Yeah,
or wife.
you are sexually pure. You're supposed to get this blessing and that blessing. and-
There's a lot of cause and effect.
There's one mansion. Yes. That's not your purpose, though. You did not fulfill purpose by being sexually pure.
So
It's for your own.
And
To me, I
the
think
thing
that
is-
it's you. Apart from the fact that you are obeying the word of God, you are doing yourself good.
Okay, now let
yes,
me say
You
this.
benefit.
What will you say about people who are not faith-based people that has sexual purity as a value?
So
As
there's
their core
nothing
value.
that makes
So we
you
did not say they
different.
are also doing
Yes.
doing it because there's one crown in heaven.
Because there are
So
some
that's a misconception that I said. Not that I'm saying.
Actually, no,
Yes.
that's what we're addressing
Yes.
now. Because
there are some people, some spiritualists, they keep their self as a form of consecration.
yeah, exactly. I think
You
I
get-
heard one man sharing his experience with one of his boss. That whenever his boss is at a particular period of his life entering into something, or maybe they are actually doing a project, a building project or something,
Yeah.
the boss is a humanizer. Like he does humanization as a hobby. You get. But during that season, even his wife doesn't come close to him. He does that for like 2 months in a year. After that period, that he'll start hitting massive wealth and all of those things. So it's a ritual for some persons. For a particular period of time, they'll abstain from sex just to achieve certain things and certain
Yeah.
things.
Okay.
But now, this does not mean that this is a guarantee for people to just misbehave.
yes.
The fact that there's no reward, then what am I
Not.
doing this
Yeah.
for?
It's just
The
that
thing
there is
is-
more
See, it's
to
for
it.
your own self. What
There
she
is
said, she
there
said,
there is a side of God rewarding our labor, definitely, because God doesn't see things, but it is not the only
From
thing,
major
or it's not
or-
the
It's not
the
the
only-
only thing. Let's put it like that.
David. After all his yama yama,
Still
God
the
still
one
calls
after
him,
God's heart.
you know. And Moses, have you read Moses' story? Literally, you'll be like, God, but what did this guy really do? You know, if you
Like,
forgive him
Yes.
compared to what David
David
did.
did.
What did Moses do?
Yes, that's why when I read the Bible sometimes,
He
you just get to this life is not the way we see it as, apart from deviating a bit from sexual purity. You get to see someone offended you, you get offended, and you still carry that person for mind. You're still angry with that person. And God has forgiven the person and started journey.
exactly. And there's something social.
Them and
you
God
are
have
still
gone.
carrying the person
And
in
you
your
are still
mind.
carrying the person in your mind. So it's something like that. You are not doing the person harm. You're doing yourself harm.
yourself harm.
Because
it's-
God has
Exactly.
the person is sorry.
It's just like you drinking poison and expecting
The other person to
One-
and you see the person progressing.
One thing about involving
You're
in
gonna
sexual
behave.
immorality again, but is after you've done those things, when you come to God in prayer and all of those things, the guilt is what
Wouldn't let
separates you
you.
from God.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you sin against God, right? God is not the person who is far away from you.
It's
You are the
you
person who
far
feels
away
far
distance from God.
away from
Yes.
God.
When God came to Adam, after Adam sinned, it was not God that was hiding from Adam.
It was Adam.
It was Adam that was hiding himself
from
because
from
he
God.
thinks that he is naked.
I think that's one attribute that David had.
Yes, the ability
Yes.
to always run to God even
Yes.
after.
And
you
he
know.
will
How to
always
run
say
back
it
to
is
God.
to God and God alone that he has sinned.
Exactly.
So
Not
nobody
one.
can make him feel guilty. Not the devil or any human. It is him and God. You get? So
Yes.
it is him and God. And it's only God that can help.
Yeah,
so we
sure.
always run back to him. So I think that's one thing that we should learn from David.
And this doesn't mean that sexual purity is not something you should not keep. It just means that these things that people, always think that sexual purity is about, it is something for your personal gain, quite all right. But then it doesn't mean that you should put it on other people when they do not do it.
Yeah.
You should extend a level of grace to other persons or share the light to them so that they could also come into the same knowledge that you have and maybe start their sexual purity journey instead of you to throw them and all of those things.
I came across a video within the week. I think that was last week, and the guy was, if you had maybe before that thing happened to that guy, if you told him or if you were telling him about sexual purity, you'd be looking at you like this one don't know what him
Yes.
or her they miss. So he did a video of himself and he was like, keep yourself, oh, nothing day outside. And he went on to talk about how he will see this one, he will follow, he will see that one, and he will just hot guy, hot cake. The fact that see you're getting access to
Baba.
everybody doesn't
Doesn't
mean
make
you
you-
are hot or see the
It
most
makes you-
cheapest product
Mhm.
gets attraction.
Yeah.
So don't
Actually.
so he was like, he's a hot guy. If he talks to this one, he knows how to
will
scope, he
fall.
knows. And guess what? At the end of the day, he said he got infected. He got HIV/AIDS. And now he said when he discovered that he was infected, he did not know from who. He sat down and started calculating from who.
Omo.
Was it from this person? And while he was
Distributor.
while he was giving
Importer,
that story,
exporter.
the pain was in his eyes. Like now he can't take back the hands
Mhm,
of
can't
time, and
bring
he
back.
learned it in a very bad way. And so you see, you're doing it for yourself. There are lots of diseases that are flying outside. So if you're doing, even if you're not the faith or the Christian,
Exactly.
at least
You should help yourself. You're not
help
doing
yourself.
yourself.
Yes.
You should help yourself. There are so
Omo,
many
and aside from
incurable
that, there are some
diseases out
other
there.
things that comes with it too. Pregnancy, you
Aside
know.
from that, there
those
are
other
people
many
working
other
with
things come with it.
baggages. See, whoa.
You've not heard of cases where people will use condom protection and still fall for it. You've not seen cases like that. I've seen
There are
stories
people
like
that
that.
you have sexual intercourse with. Everything is going well for you, but after you having sexual
Yeah,
intercourse,
because there's a spiritual side of it
everything will
now.
start
There's a spiritual side of it.
Yes.
and you know, I was talking to somebody one time like that, and it was just somebody I not like we just met and we're talking, and the person was like, people don't know what they miss for this thing. Oh." And I said, see, nothing there inside this thing. You get, not like I was painting myself as a saint. You understand? I was just trying to tell this person that this and this, and the person went ahead to talk about how somebody he knew everything was going well for this person, but after he had sexual intercourse with a particular person,
Lady.
everything was crumbling.
Mhm.
And after this person said this, I was like, oh, now this person, no, she knows a spirit day. You know what the person said? I beg, alive. Things they happen to person.
It's because it has not happened to him.
It had, you see, you understand.
Exactly. So it's better to learn
there are
from
people working with
people
baggages,
experience.
Yes.
loads, courses.
And we are in a broken world already. This is
God.
2024. So much has happened and a lot is happening.
You're already dealing
Every
with
day.
your own trauma. You're already dealing with your own
I saw
problem.
a
And then you go
post.
and pack another
And
person.
another person's, oh,
I saw someone post that said even your father we don't dey into marriage for 30 something years never go through the problem you don't experience for 1 year
yes.
relationship.
Sincerely.
Just 1 year relationship you don't do.
True.
You never
It's true.
you will not parents who don't live for 50 something years. They've
They
not
have
gone
not
through as
gone.
much because this is 2024.
Yes.
A lot has happened.
lot is
This one
happening.
not date this one, date that one, date that one, date that one. Come meet you. So broken pieces here, broken pieces here, broken pieces. You can't amend it, you know
Offload.
you. You can't amend it, you know you break. As in,
You
you're
know,
not the.
I also have this idea that when you get to date people too much, it's somehow causes difficulty in marriage, in choosing a partner.
Actually,
Because
because you have so much
become
expectations,
Yes.
many ideas
So
about. You've
sometimes when I
tested
talk
too many
about it, people
waters.
used to laugh about it, but then it's you not join this one. This one
You've
don't used to
tested too
behave
many
like
waters.
this one.
Yeah.
This
You don't
one
drink plenty
used to
salt
call,
water. I don't
but
know
this
how
one
that-
used to text. I prefer the call, but when this one won't call, it doesn't stay
Actually,
long as the,
actually.
Wow.
As well. But the journey means this means that sexual purity is important.
yes,
But
there is
the thoughts and some of those things that we do
Ideas.
with them are absolutely not
Wrong.
all right. They're not all right at all. And those things will not even help any other person who is supposed to learn from us learn. Because some of those people are already feeling like they can't even come close to people who actually do sexual purity thing. You get. So instead of you to now make it worse, give them that opportunity to come around and all of those things. Because at the end of the day, it is God who sees all things. It's God who knows all things. And it is God who will now judge all
Judge
things
all
because He
things.
sees
So-
better.
shouldn't be judgmental.
Even in
Exactly.
secret,
We know.
where you feel nobody is seeing you.
Now only you know it
Yes.
you don't do.
Behind
Yes.
No matter how much you tell person your story, no matter how much someone thinks, or no matter how much you think that you've been able to pass your information to everybody, there are some things that you have done that somebody
Yes.
does not know.
Yes, true.
Definitely, you can't. The information will not go 100% the same, no matter what happens. You get so.
And you know, some people also think there is this misconception that if you're divorced, you don't have to be sexually pure. So even if you are divorced, still maintain it.
Mhm.
Sexual purity
Yeah,
is
still
important.
maintain sexual purity.
And it's
Yeah.
different for everybody. Let's just know that.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. This has
So
been
such a
interesting. A very interesting topic. So, all right, we have come to the end of this episode. We have come to the end of today's podcast on sexual purity, matters arising on sexual purity. I
Yeah.
believe you've learned a lot. I believe
That
that
Wachuku.
some ideas that we have has been changed, and I believe that we will do more than
Yeah.
being sexually pure.
Yeah.
And I also believe that you will work towards being sexually
Even if
pure.
you fall, try again.
Yes.
Keep on trying.
All right. So sexual purity is very important, and as much as it is very important, there is more to it. There is more to
And
it.
sorry, this point, I think that is something someone needs to hear. Now, there's something about, masturbation happening. People struggle with masturbation a lot. If you check the research, you see the number is quite high. Now, this is the thing. For someone who is struggling to come out of masturbation, right? If you used to masturbate 5 times in a week or 3 times in a week, depending on the number, and then maybe you did not do it for a long time. All right, you're trying to come out of it, and then you stayed away from it for like 3 months. Then you now fell into it again. My brother, the fact that you were doing it regularly before and you can stay away from it for 3 months, it means you've been able to make certain progress.
It's a growth.
Pick yourself up again and continue. From 3 months, it will become 6 months, it will become 5 years, it will become 10 years, and
forget
it will
about
forever. It will wipe away,
So because we have that idea that as I don't fall again,
It's a
this thing will
journey.
never leave me.
Surely.
Don't give up.
Don't beat yourself up.
Don't
You're
give
not
up.
God.
Keep pushing.
You're not God.
All right.
Before you know yourself, Jesus has already died for you and all
Yes.
of that.
So he knows
But
all
that
of that.
Wachuku, don't be sleeping on the bicycle seat.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Sam. And thank you for watching. I believe that you have been blessed. I believe that you have learned a lot. All right. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share your ideas on the comment section. Other things as well, because this is what we just think. Our thoughts was what we just shared. So there are things we believe that you also have to share. Please, the comment section, drop it on
It's
the comment
open.
box. Don't forget to subscribe, share,
It's
allow
open.
other people to watch and be blessed and learn. All right. Thank you so much. See you in the next
video.
episode. Bye.
Catch you.